So a Shonen Jump manga gets removed from the magazine due to censorship. We got a new official date for the Dragon Ball superhero film. Ishida, the author of Tokyo Ghoul manga, is collaborating with Disney. And the most random Jujutsu Kaisen epic news. It's like random but epic. In this mini episode of FORNEVERNEWS. You should totally subscribe.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so one of the benefits of subscribing and hitting that bell for FORNEVERNEWS, which you should do so right now over here on this channel, go ahead, click them real quick, because it's about to make a lot of sense while I'm telling you this. You'll be able to be notified when I drop news, such as this one that is a follow-up to a story that we've been reporting on for a couple months now, in terms of censorship finally making waves and impacting manga. A lot of people hate censorship, a lot of people don't want it, but feel as though it has infiltrated the anime and manga community, and this is an example of it, and there's a lot of people feeling multiple different ways about it, and what I'm referring to is the fact that Shonen Jump has announced, following the big scandal a few months ago regarding Ayakashi Triangle, aka the manga from the creator of To Love Ru, they're removing it from the magazine, the physical publication Shonen Jump, and it's being moved elsewhere. Because in case you don't know, over here in the West, there was a big scandal between Viz Media and in general the fans regarding the release of the Ayakashi Triangle manga, because there was multiple chapters, I want to say 2 to 3 chapters of the manga that were completely unreleased for weeks at a time and never were put on the site. They weren't put on the app. They were put nowhere. They were straight up skipped over. While I agree that absolutely I don't want to see any of that type of content because it looked really, really disturbing, ultimately it peed off a lot of fans. Peed off? Really? Peed off? But a lot of fans were very upset over that move because they straight up skipped chapters, and there was some vital content some fans argue within those chapters that were kind of very lewd and something that I don't want to see at all. And then following that announcement, we got this news that says, according to leaks, Ayakashi Triangle by Kentaro Yabuki, the author of To Love Ru, will move from Weekly Shonen Jump to Shonen Jump Plus website. Which, by the way, I said author of To Love Ru, he might have been the artist. I'm not sure if that was a duo. I get confused with the whole situation, so I want to add that disclaimer that I'm not 100% sure on his role on To Love Ru. And they also followed up with that announcement by saying, after the transfer to Shonen Jump Plus's app, Ayakashi Triangle will be receiving a color page each chapter due to the previous popularity at Weekly Shonen Jump. The publishing schedule is not defined. Also, all 87 chapters of the series will be freely available for a limited time. So this is going to impact this manga immensely. For starters, it no longer has access to that wide audience that Shonen Jump's physical publication offers. For example, this is like now between physical publication like DVDs and Blu-rays, physical materials, and digital with the apps and all of that jazz that goes on right now, because now with the apps and all of that good stuff, basically 2 different audiences all together, and this is either going to be sink or swim for this situation, right? Because now that it's not going to be in Shonen Jump, I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities that were previously maybe available or afforded to the situation that will no longer be there. They'll no longer be present because, again, they were removed, and there was a scandal behind this whole thing with North America and Viz and stuff like that. So that's probably going to play some type of role in this whole situation. I don't want to say it's completely gloom and doom for the manga because, hey, now it'll be in Shonen Jump Plus. There could be no real backlash because it's a digital publication. It's a little bit more harder for a kid to get access to that type of content. So there's a couple of benefits to it. Also, it's been proven that you can be in Shonen Jump Plus and be major, such as Kaiju number 8 and Spy Family. So I don't want to say it's a complete waste or a complete loss. If they still decide to put muscle behind it, it could very well obtain a different audience and still be big in its own right, just in a different space in the digital era. But in terms of that mainstream appeal that Shonen Jump offers to maybe a younger demographic, some might argue that maybe that manga shouldn't be in Shonen Jump to begin with, and it belongs in Plus because of the lewd content that is sometimes portrayed within the manga. So that's where it's at right now in terms of the story, that Shonen Jump pretty much removed this series after some controversy, some censorship that happened a few months ago, and that very well could be the case as to why they removed it right now. And it's crazy because it seems like the anime and manga industry has lately had a lot of unfortunate events, such as that one, as well as the Toei animation hack that got the Dragon Ball superhero film delayed. However, we finally got an announcement, and we finally got the date of the return of the Dragon Ball Super Superhero anime. Dragon Ball Super Superhero anime film fights back with new premiere date after the devastating ransomware attack on Toei Animation that caused delays across most of their productions, which in case you missed it, there's an episode of FORNEVER News I will link right here. Go watch that episode because that was a very important one where we talked about they were basically held for ransom, majority of the Toei Animation productions, due to this big ransomware hack. Dragon Ball Super Superhero has officially been wished back to life with a brand new premiere date, June 11, 2022, which I did tell you guys that the novel was being reposted to be released for June 30th, which means that the movie was probably going to come out around that time. So we got a solid date, June 11, 2022. The return of the Dragon Ball Super Superhero film release is finally here, and it says the fully 3D CGI film, which is being directed by Tetsuro Korama at Toei Animation, was originally slated to release in Japanese theaters on April 22nd. Details about the international distributions are yet to be announced. I'm sure it's going to come in here at some given point, although most of us that aren't really fond of or aren't excited for, or just in general don't really want to see that 3D CGI, are probably like, "Nan desu ka? I don't want to see, yo no quiero ver la Ave Maria." Yeah, we're really not all that gung-ho about it. So when it comes, it comes. That's what she said. Although, to be fair, I don't want to be a complete negative Nancy, because there is still more good news in this episode, such as the creator of Tokyo Ghoul, Sui Ishida. In case you don't know, for starters, he has a new manga going on right now called Chojin X. It's a digital publication only, but a lot of people are getting into it little by little, and I talked about it. There's also a video here if you want to go check it out. Go check it out. Link it in the description below, where I talked about the beginnings of Chojin X, like the first 15 chapters. But the author, Sui Ishida, has been granted a really, really awesome opportunity that I'm like, he deserves it. If any artist out there in manga land deserves it, it's him, to work with and collaborate for Disney. Sui Ishida has drawn this Dark Hero special illustration of Moon Knight next to Ken Kaneki in a collaboration between Tokyo Ghoul and the new Disney Plus series, and this looks fire. And yo, I'm not even gonna lie, it just gave me an idea, because I'm looking at it. First of all, it looks awesome, and yo, Sui Ishida didn't lose a step in terms of how to draw Ken Kaneki. Imagine Disney was like, "Yo dog, what if you went back to Tokyo Ghoul and did like an original, and we gave you guys a massive anime budget and we put some money in your pocket? You know, you're an artist, we don't want you starving." Like, I heard Netflix actually treats their voice actors better than any of their competition. That would be awesome. That would be a great opportunity. And oh my god, imagine Tokyo Ghoul returning, but like it's Kaneki's daughter years later. I don't know how Sui Ishida would be able to do it, but that would be fire. And I know Disney would love to get their hands on that type of title. If they could get an original Tokyo Ghoul, you know, next generation, but like something out of this world dark that keeps in the scheme of what Tokyo Ghoul originally stood for, that whole dark vibe, you know, fighting your inner turmoil and stuff like that, fighting who you are, that would be fire. And I think they could get it done because they got the bag, and, you know, we see Netflix got the rights to JoJo's and all that stuff. I'm sure Disney would throw a bag and they would go crazy like, "Oh yeah, we'll yo, Sui Ishida, put that Chojin X stuff down right now. Do it later." And that's no slight to Chojin X. I'm just saying in terms of money and popularity, Tokyo Ghoul, you know, supersedes that times a billion. So it would make sense financially to go back to it. Just like Shueisha continues to go back to stage plays, such as this Jujutsu Kaisen one that I was like, oh my god. Jujutsu Kaisen stage play video introduces cast and costume. A press conference for the stage play of Gege Akutami's Jujutsu Kaisen manga introduced the production's promotional video, main cast, and other details on Wednesday, and the promotional picture looks dope. Let's take a look at each character. We got Ryuji Sato as Yuji Itadori. Okay, I'm not the biggest fan, I'm not gonna lie, but the costume looks dope. The Photoshop and all that is on point, but I don't know really about the actor. Kazuaki Yasue as Megumi Fushiguro. Okay, looks alrightish. Erika Toyohara as Nobara Kuyisaki. Oh my god, perfect. I'm not gonna lie. Mwah. Greatly done. Sarah Takatsuki as Maki Zenin. Okay. Fuma Sadamoto as Toge Inumaki. I mean, Inumaki has a mask on. Like, there's only so much you can do with it. Takeshi Terayama as Panda. Masanari Wada as Kento Nanami. Okay, looks a little young for me personally. Hosaki Tanaka as Kiyotaka Ijichi. I believe that was the assistant guy. Like, alright, not a big role. Mikako Ishii as Shoko. Okay, cool. Motohiro Ota as Mahito. Fire. Really, really well done. Noah Fukuzawa Watwing as Junpei Yoshino. That's a dope look, man. Maybe he'll be a regular at some given point. Rei Fujita as Suguru Geto. Okay, I'm not too mad at it. All right. Mondo Yamagishi as Jogo. Not that bad. I'm sure this is all CGI. Yoshihiro Minami as Hanami. Takt Igarashi as Ryomen Sukuna. Dope. And Ryosuke Miura as Satoru Gojo. That's going to be a personality thing to see whether or not they can run it. And that production will run in theaters in Tokyo, Tenozu from July 15th to July 31st, and then move to Mielparque Hall, Osaka from August 4th to August 14th. And Kensaku Kobayashi is directing the play off a script by Kohei Kiyasu. And yeah, people, those are all the stories we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. What do you think about Ayakashi Triangle being removed from Shonen Jump after that big massive scandal of censorship? Your thoughts on the new date for the Dragon Ball Super superhero film? Too soon? Maybe they should have put more time. Maybe they should have just redid it all together as a 2D production. Sui Ishida's Tokyo Ghoul art for this Disney collab. Again, fire. I hope they put some money in his pocket for a creation, because that would be fire. Or maybe they're gonna do the Chojin X anime. Maybe this is the start of their collaboration. And your thoughts on those actors for the Jujutsu Kaisen stage play? I think they looked okay. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. I'm FORNEVERWORLD, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And you guys just watched another mini episode, a light episode, a small episode of FORNEVER NEWS. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I'm just saying, yeah. Oh, you should totally subscribe.
So just know to follow.